We've all been there as photographers, trying to edit our photos to make them look as best as possible, but they just come out bland looking. Maybe they look flat, undersaturated, or even some cases completely rubbish. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over 3 editing mistakes I see a lot of beginners make and how you guys can avoid making them. And I'm going to start right now. So the first editing mistake I see a lot of beginners make, I'm calling the dynamic range doom. And this is because I see a lot of beginners don't utilize their raw files properly. They don't add in the right amount of dynamic range, or you'll use the wrong sliders to create exposure changes, causing a reduction in dynamic range. Take this image here, it is quite flat. And the reason it's flat is because of what we've done inside the basics panel. So we'll go ahead and open up the basics panel. We can see that, yes, we've changed the exposure and contrast. We've actually added in quite a lot of contrast here, 25%, but it's these sliders here that are causing the issue. Highlights, shadows, whites and blacks. Now, when it comes to the whites and black sliders, the first thing you want to avoid doing is making any exposure changes with them. Ideally, these are very nuanced sliders, so you only want to use them in certain environments, and using them to the degree that we have in this photo has made the image look washed out, especially in the blacks. And this can also be commonly found in the whites. If your whites look grey, it can sometimes be quite obvious, and the main culprit of that is going to be the white and black slider. So how can we improve this image? Well, firstly, let's go ahead and actually look at our exposure. I would say the exposure is quite good. It's fairly appropriately exposed. So what we're going to do firstly is we're going to go to our whites and blacks, and we're actually going to drop this down, and immediately the photo is now looking a little bit dark, but we have added in more of that dynamic range, especially in the bottom. But if we've made the image dark, what can we do to fix that? Well, that is when we want to use the highlights and shadow sliders. These are a lot more of a powerful sliders versus the whites and blacks. So you want to use these to fix the dynamic range within your image. So for example, in the shadow here, we can bring that up slightly. We can see that it's not affecting the far shadows, but it's fixing more the exposure of our image. So the first mistake I see is avoid using the white and black sliders too much, especially when you're adding in either the blacks, if we add in them positively, or the white negatively. For example, if we go to the whites here and drop that down, what we can see is now the whites are starting to look a little bit grey. And the problem is there needs to be white and black in your image to make sure it looks nice and punchy and with a good amount of contrast. And if you don't use that or use it incorrectly, you can completely wash out your image and end up with the dynamic range doom. Now, the next editing mistake I see a lot of beginners make, I'm calling the contrast conundrum. And it's all about adding in the right amount of contrast. You see, let's take this image here as an example. It's looking a little bit flat, I think, especially in the background. So let's go ahead, open up the basics panel, and simply go ahead and whack up that contrast. The problem is, in doing so, it now makes the image look dark. But why is it doing that? I just want to add in contrast. But it's how the contrast slider works. You see, the contrast slider just adds in contrast by brightening the highlights and darkening the shadows. But it will do it equally. It will equally brighten the highlights and equally darken the shadows. And in this case, because this image was already underexposed, it's made those already underexposed shadows even darker, making the image overall very dark. And the same thing will happen if you've got overexposed photo. If you've got an overexposed image and you go ahead and add in contrast, those whites will get even brighter. So how can we control this? Maybe you've got an underexposed image like myself, and you want to have a better balanced exposure while still adding in contrast. Well, instead of using the contrast slider, because it is quite a basic slider, let's exit out of the basics panel, and now let's go ahead and open up the tone curve. And the one you want to use is called the point curve. And this is a really helpful tool. Now, if you are a beginner, you might be a little bit overwhelmed with what the tone curve actually does. And if that's your case, go ahead and watch this masterclass video, but I'll show you a quick trick to add in the right amount of contrast. This image is underexposed, so we want to add more contrast to the highlights versus the shadows. And if you've got an overexposed image, you want to add more contrast to the shadows versus the highlights. So with this line here, currently this is a linear line. What you want to do is brighten up those highlights, as you can see, as well as we want to darken those shadows. And in darkening those shadows, you can see here, that will add in that contrast. But what's really nice is we've got control over where that contrast is happening. Are we adding more emphasis to the highlights or more emphasis to those shadows? So for example, we can really bring up those highlights and not much affect those shadows, not darkening the image. And as you can see, we've now added in a good amount of contrast without making the image look dark. And that is the contrast conundrum. And the last editing mistake I see a lot of beginners make, and something you should definitely avoid doing, it's actually a very simple rule, and I'm calling it the 100 rule. And this rule is very simple. Never use a slider or effect to its 100% maximum. So for example, shadows, for example, don't whack it all the way up to 100. This will cause image stress to appear in your photo. Now this stress can appear in a variety of instances. For example, maybe if you're affecting your exposure, it might cause more grain to appear in your image. Or if you're talking about color, it might cause your color to start banding and have these awful artifacts like this photo here as an example. This is called image stress, and it's something you definitely want to avoid. And an easy way to cause image stress is by using 100% maximum any of the sliders inside Lightroom. So let's take this image here as an example. It actually looks not too bad, to be honest with you, but if we go ahead and zoom in, look how much grain is appearing in the background. But what's causing that grain? Well, let's go ahead and open up the basics panel, and we can see that we've actually whacked our shadows up to 100 and blacks up to 100, causing loads of image stress to appear in the photo. So what should we do instead? The image looks quite exposed, so what can we do to avoid this? Well, firstly, let's go ahead and take the shadows down to 0, as well as the blacks down to 0. And what you want to do is to, instead of using one slider to fix your image, use multiple sliders instead, and that will cause less stress to appear in your photo. So instead of using the shadow slider to its maximum, let's go ahead and actually use our exposure first. Bring that up slightly. Now the highlights look a little bit bright. So what we can do is take the highlights, take those down a little bit. Now I still want to brighten those shadows, but instead of whacking it all the way up to 100, because we've brought up our exposure, we don't need to bring up the shadows as far. And then with the whites here, we might bring those up a little bit. And with the shadows, I might also bring those down a little bit. What I can do is again, go back to those shadows again, bring those up. Now, I'm still finding it's a little bit dark, so what I can do is go to my exposure, bring that up a little bit, highlights down a little bit there. And as you can see, now if we go ahead and zoom in, there's nowhere near as much grain appearing in our photo because we've used more of the sliders, balancing our power of each one of those sliders, meaning there's far less image stress. And that's the same situation with color, that's the same situation with any of the sliders inside Lightroom. So one thing majorly to avoid is never use a slider to its 100% because it could cause a lot of image stress in your image. And there we have it. There are 3 things to avoid doing as a beginner photographer when you go ahead and edit your photos in Lightroom. Thank you to all of my YouTube members that are currently supporting the channel. If you guys want to support the channel and get some awesome perks, including free Lightroom presets like the ones that you can see on screen, make sure to go ahead to the link in the description. I've been James for Photo Fever, and I'll catch you guys on Thursday.